today's tutorial. This is the card here that we're going to create. It's a 1-layer card and we're going to use a masking technique for that today. So I have with me here a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 9.8 by 14 centimeters. And if you're after the inches measurements, just check out the link below for my blog and I'll have all those measurements there for you as well. So I've gone ahead and I've cut out a stencil using my window sheet and my square framelits, and this is the second largest square that's on there. And so I'm just using this as a template, and so I'm going to stick this down the bottom here. And I've got my washi tape to hold that in place. So the first colour that I'm actually using is Daffodil Delight, and all the colours that we're using are from the Brights collection, and I have a sponge dauber. So I'm just going to ink that up, and I have a piece of scrap paper here with a piece of grid paper, so I can just get rid of some of that excess ink, and then gently I'm just going to sponge around the edge of my die cut. You want to be careful and you want to blend that in nicely as well. So we're going to use a bit of blending at the same time. So our next colour that we're going to use is our Old Olive. So I'm just going to move my stencil up, and that's very easy to do. So I'm just going to hold it down in place from the corner down here, and I'm just going to pivot. So pivot it up slightly and put that down. And take that back down, my mask down, and now I can apply my next colour ink, which is Old Olive. So once again I go around the edges of my square, and of course these are going to be overlapping with the Daffodil Delight or the other colours that I do apply down, and this is where we kind of get that nice blended effect because the colours will blend together. Bermuda Bay is next. Once again, I'm just going to lift up my mask and I'm going to move it slightly. So just pivot it. I'm going to keep doing that until we get to the end. So once you finish, it's going to look like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got my U out of the Hello U framelits, and I'm going to stick this down here, and I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. So in order to do that, I'm just going to put a piece of baking paper down and then my die, and I'll be back. Okay, so once you've cut it out, this is what it's going to look like. So here's my little piece here, and I've gone ahead and also I've cut some extras out as well. So I'm going to stick these together. So I have 3 layers there already, and I've got my last one here. That's the one that I cut out from my background paper that I just created. So I'm just adding that onto there. Set that aside to dry for a minute. So I have a piece of scrap paper here, or cardstock actually, that I'm just going to put behind here. So I'm using some snail, and I'm just going to put that on either side and stick this down. There's a bit peeking over, so I'm just going to trim that excess there. And then I'm going to stick this down now using my Tombone glue again. So gently going to place that in the gap where it was. And then I'm going to use the pieces from the inside. I'm going to stick those down in there. So you can see what that looks like. I'm going to stamp my greeting, and my greeting comes from the Crazy About You stamp set, and you can buy the stamp set and the Hello Thinlit dies in a bundle. And I'm going to be using the 4 greeting on here. So I have with me my Memento black ink, and I've already got my image mounted to my clear block, and I'm just going to stamp this above the U so it looks at for you. Set that aside. And then I have with me here a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this piece measures 29.7 centimeters by 10, and the 29.7 is actually the length of it because we want a top fold card. So I've just basically cut that in half, and then I'm going to score that with my bone folder. And on the back here I'm just going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I'm going to center and stick this to my card base. And there's our card. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my video tutorials, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also sign up for my mailing list. There's free exclusive video tutorials come out each month, and lots of other things as well. Hope to see you again soon.